today. We are in a 2018 Toyota Camry SE. Well, this is definitely a new experience for me. Coming from Honda vehicles for the most part, 2 Civics at home. No, I did not purchase this car. This is just a rental car. I figured since I had it, why not make a video on it? Pretty much state my opinion on this. If any of you are out there considering purchasing this vehicle right now, then hopefully some of my points can, you know, maybe lead you in the right direction. So being in this car, the one thing I noticed and the one thing off the bat that I absolutely love on this, and this video is going to be pretty much what I like, what I dislike, and who knows, maybe I'll make some more videos depending on if you guys like it or not. But this car, getting into it right off the bat, putting it into drive, and one thing I notice is that this car, the drivability is absolutely outstanding. It's very smooth. For a bigger vehicle, it handles very well. It's very precise. It's sporty for the most part, even for a sedan. Like, I mean, I'm coming into this corner at 70, and there's no really body float at all. The steering wheel is very nice. I mean, you have all your controls right here on the steering wheel. You can adjust the radio from right here. Obviously, you got the Bluetooth phone setting. All touchscreen right here. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'll show you more in a little while, but would have expected more of a, you know, maybe a bigger screen area with like digital increments, whereas it's just pretty much a regular, you know, Honda Civic or whatever looking design. So, I mean, the design is somewhat plain for the dash, you know, it's just regular white. It's like a Honda Accord technically. It's got some power, you know, like, thing that is very cool, right in the middle here between your tachometer and your speedometer, there's a little screen that pretty much displays the outside temperature and what mode you're in. So I'm in economy mode right now. I switched to sport and it pretty much matches the RPM for that. 2 lines on each side of that pretty much hood of the car, and it's pretty much a safety feature. So if I cross the line, it is going to notify me that I'm pretty much, you know, in a safety concern. A spot to turn around here. Backup camera, definitely a convenient feature, even though I still use my, obviously, eyesight, and I'm always looking back. I will tell you that coming into this car, and I'm not knocking Toyota or anything, but I thought there was just going to be way more electronics, like the whole digital dash setup. I thought the touchscreen was going to be a lot different. You know, there's no push to start in this trim, which is one of the negative effects that I don't really like about this thing. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but you would think since it's like decently new, 2018, there would be push to start, but there might be an option. I'm not really a Toyota fanatic, so I don't really know what each trim, you know, like what specifies in each trim. The thing that bothers me too is there's like no heated seats, and I know that's not a huge deal for most people, but me in the wintertime, since I live in New England, like I love to have heated seats, and these seats, as you can see, are just like perfect interior. It's like leather, and you would think that they would be heated for the most part. So I'm going to try to demonstrate this line thing for you. I'm going to show you what happens when you end up crossing the lines in this car. Whenever you're driving this thing and it starts beeping out of nowhere, like, and it freaked me out at first because I had no idea what the heck it was. Like, I'm like, am I losing traction or am I like hydroplaning? Obviously that's losing traction, but I was kind of sketched out because I was driving in the rain, and I was just like, what is going on right now? And it took me a second to register. I'm like, well, there's a reason why there's 2 lines on that dashboard. You go into a lane change unintentionally, it will actually tilt the steering wheel back into place, like it's almost autopilot, and it's a really cool feature once you get used to it. But I'm not gonna lie, the first time I did that, I like kind of worked against it, and it was like, it kind of jerked the car for a little bit. So I was sketched out, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? Am I losing traction right now? But here we go, we're gonna cross the line, and it tilts the steering wheel for you, and it will actually coast like this. I really wish I had my Honda right now. These roads are so freaking nice down south. Shout out to all you guys who live down in the Carolinas. So next thing we're gonna talk about is fuel economy. Home here so we can get an idea. As you can see, on the latest range for MPG. This car is rated from the factory. I think the specs for miles per gallon, I think it's like 39 highway and like 28 or 29 city. So average would be about like 30 MPGs, which is really good, guys. This car is phenomenal on fuel for what it is. And I think it's a 2.5 liter. Correct me if I'm wrong. We talked about the positive perks of the MPGs. We talked about how the drivability is with this thing. It's a very comfortable car, guys. If you're looking for a daily driver, this Toyota Camry is awesome. Like, it's super comfortable. You know, I don't know how it compares to its other competitors like the Hyundai Sonata or the Honda Accord, but I will say for like, I think starting price on these is about, I think $26,000 or $27,000. So I will say for the starting price on these that it is a really, really nice car, especially if you want to like a nice daily driver that's good economy wise and something that's very comfortable for like long road trips. Talk about sport mode in a second here so you guys can get an idea of how the performance is on this car as well. Like stated, I believe it's a 2.5 liter inline 4 engine. It has, I think, 203 horsepower with about 180 torque. So that's not bad, but realistically, this car is kind of heavy. It's a heavy chassis, so you're not really, you know, if you're looking for something performance oriented, I don't think I would, you know, point you in this direction. So I mean, it does have power for what it is, but then again, it's very heavy, so it doesn't really make up for that power. You can't really, you can feel the power, but it's not going to really be that impressive. Being said, we're getting onto the highway here. I'm going to do a little pull for you guys, see if we can get a nice area. But gets right up to highway speeds, no issues. For the power that it has, I mean, you mash the gas, guys, and it'll throw you in the seat a little bit, and it's more than powerful enough to switch lanes. You know, if you need to pass a few vehicles really quickly, it's pretty quick, honestly. So don't underestimate the 203 horsepower. I know I looked at it on paper and I was like, wow, that's not really that impressive, but driving it, it's a whole different ball game, guys. This is an 8-speed automatic transmission, which I was like absolutely shocked about. So having all those gears, even when you're at a higher mile per hour, which I'm almost at 80 right now, the transmission stays down in low RPMs, and that's where you're able to utilize your, you know, fuel economy. That's where the fuel economy comes in, the efficiency there. So it's relatively nice. I kind of was like, I didn't know how I felt about the automatic because I'm more of like standard driving because I have 2 manual vehicles, but for an 8-speed, this thing's actually not really that bad. All right, we are going to shift into sport mode. To do that, you move the shift selector over, shift up on here. So you have paddle shifters right here, plus, minus, and then you can literally shift up or down the selector right here, the shift selector. So that's actually really cool. I didn't even know that feature. You could do that, but if you look, there's a plus and minus right here too. So that is so much fun, right? I'm probably eating up so much fuel, but let's just try that again. So drop it into 4, 3, 2. As you guys saw, I mean, this thing's pretty quick for the power and for the weight. I really have no complaints there. It could be more powerful, but I don't really think it's quicker than my Civic Si that I have, my 07, but it feels good for an automatic, especially when it offers the sport shifting there, because you could actually, it's like having a little short shifter that you're slamming into gears and then you downshift, the transmission pretty much rev matches for you, so it's not really damaging the tranny. I'm sure over time it's not going to be good, but it's a pretty fun car. All right, so now that we're officially parked, I can bring you guys on a nice little walk around with the Toyota Camry here, and I can show you guys pretty much the exterior, and I'm gonna bring you guys on the inside as well as show you the trunk and some few other things, so enjoy. Just looking at the exterior, this car just looks like it would be like a sporty, you know, sporty fun sedan. Just looking at the outside, it has such a futuristic front end. I like how the headlights flow right into the quarter panels. Like, it's hard to explain, but they got projectile lights. I mean, the whole front grille, I like the mesh and the grill and everything like that. And then the only thing that I'm not really too much of a fan on, and the newer Civics have these too, are like these plastic vents on the sides of each of the bumpers. I actually like the ones on the rear because they're like low profile, so I would definitely keep those, but the fronts are kind of like iffy. But it's just all in all a really nice looking car. I mean, I see them on the road everywhere. Like, I was heading down to North Carolina from Connecticut, and I saw like probably 6 to 8 of them on the highway, and they're just a really appealing car to me. Well, since we're outside, we will pop the hood real quick. Voila, look at that. Everything just looks so cheap to me. Like, guys, this is like a rubber cover on the top here of the valve cover. It's just like, look at it. I'm pressing in, it's like indenting. Plastic intake manifold, obviously. It's just like there's more electronics than the older stuff. I want to show you guys the size of the trunk on this car because it's absolutely huge. You have all the buttons right here on the side. Look at this. Don't mind all the crap everywhere, but literally goes so far back that I can at least effectively fit maybe 4 or 5 decent sized bags, and there's just room for all kinds of stuff. I mean, you could put a cooler back here. If you fold the seats down, you could fit like 4 snowboards back here. It's just things on the interior I want to talk about. We'll start off with the back right here. Looking in on it, it's like leather to, it's weird to describe. It's like a different material in the center, but mainly it's leather. You know, there's a ton of legroom back here. Even with this seat back as far as it is, I mean, I'm a pretty short dude, but I have like bigger legs, and I still have so much room. I'm not sure on the spec, but you guys can look on the spec on the website. Hubby back here. I mean, usually cars, newer cars, offer a lot of climate control and stuff in the back. It's comfortable on the plus side, but it's very plain, guys. Like, everything is plain. Obviously, you got the cup holders in the back here on each side of the door. There's 2 of them for the most part. Little cubby right here, as well as on that side. So we'll move to the front. Obviously, looking in the front, interior obviously is really, it's nice, but it's plain for the most part. I do like the color and the design, but like stated, I thought that the interior was going to be something more. In the front here, we have cup holders right there, as well as a cubby and everything on that. And then I like this whole strip right here, even though it's not carbon fiber, but that looks really cool to me. And then obviously it's a really easy to use touchscreen, guys. Just go ahead and show you how easy it is to use. Literally already connects right to my phone like that. You have all your options on each side. You got your audio. You can click your last trip, pretty much latest trip. It'll bring up, like, you know, time started, your history. If you want to go over here to phone, see whose phone's connected, select your device. Obviously easy to use. You have your climate control in the front right here. This is going to increase or decrease the temperature, while this one is going to increase the fan speed of the air that's coming out. All your selectors, if you want to not run anything, just click off. Obviously recirculate the air, and it's pretty self-explanatory, guys. You know, it looks, the car on the exterior looks scarier than it is on the inside. So it's more basic and plain on the inside, whereas the exterior is just in a way, futuristic looking. Wrapping it up, I hope you guys enjoyed this interview on the 2018 Toyota Camry SE. And I figured, you know, I'd make a video on it. It would be cool because I have this car for a week. So I hope you guys liked everything. If you did, give me a like. Drop some comments down below on what you thought. If there's anything you guys want to see, I have this car for another, like, probably 4 days. Shoot your comments down below. Let me know if you want to see more sport runs, maybe 0 to 60 time, or whatever else you want to see. So I hope you enjoyed. If you're considering getting a Camry, it's a very great car, guys. Great on fuel economy, decent performance for what it is. Super, super comfortable, guys, and there's so much room in there. If you were to get this car, it would probably be for room purposes, you know, maybe you got a family or whatever. So that being said, that's all my points, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.